But will it be England or will Irish eyes be smiling? We'll soon find out. Let's join our commentary team once again of Alec Evernadas and Jim Walsh.
First frame, Ireland.
Thanks, Jonathan. If you can't get motivated when you hear your national anthems to come out to play, then you got to check your pulse rate. Thomas Kinsella breaking off for Ireland, and absolutely crucial for them to get off to a good start. Yellow in to start things off for Thomas.
Yellow ball putted.
A daunting prospect for the Irish side. This is the 7th year since this event's inception, and every single year the English team has been in the final. They've lost only twice on 2 occasions, in 1998 to Wales and in 1996 to Australia. In fact, Ireland is making their 2nd appearance in the finals.
Red balls in play.
In 1995, they were 14-11 losers to the English side. They're going to look to try and erase that memory. And what better way for Thomas Kinsella to get them off the mark here and establish something that they can build on. Well, we've got someone in the commentary box, I'm sure, that would far rather be out there playing right now. He's the Australian captain, Alec Evernadas. And Alec, you know what it takes to beat this English team, having captained the Australian side in 1996 to a win.
Well, that's right, Jim. As Tony was saying, he needs to get off to a good start. And when England played Australia, we got off to a good start, and geez, they kept on coming back. They just did not let go at all, and it was a real close game that year, but we just held on as it was.
Well, you look at the English squad there, and every single team member
30 seconds.
A chance at the individual crown. That's just how strong they are. No weak links whatsoever. And their record here speaks for themselves. 4 world titles. And what's more is you see all the same faces year in and year out. So they know each other. The camaraderie's there. But it really has to be said, in watching Ireland's semi-final win over the holders Wales,
30 seconds.
Their emotion, their team spirit, they really do relish this team event. And you will hear some noise from those boys.
They really only need half a reason, Jim. They love to have a yell and a scream.
Seconds.
Come on. First mistake falls to the Irish side. That's 2 visits now to Thomas Kinsella.
I don't think that's done Jason a lot of harm there, Jim. He's ended up covering the bottom left-hand corner, and also the red and the yellow stuck on the bottom rail has certainly slowed Thomas down here. It was evenly poised before that shot. It just depends on his first shot here, whether he can clear this red, yellow in the bottom left-hand corner for the red.
Second visit.
Well, kind of a good news, bad news situation there. He cleared the yellow. Unfortunately, he's not landed on a red. He certainly got the yellow out of there. Had it not double kissed, it would have been perfect.
A bit unlucky there, yeah. And there we see just Thomas there cramping up the black and making sure about the control. Obviously that's the most important ball, Jim, and he doesn't want to open anything up too quickly here. He wants to just keep the control and keep Jason at bay. That's a clever shot there by Jason, just removing the yellow. leaving the reds on the cushion and also putting the white way out of reach.
Well, Thomas was a stalwart in their semi-final victory over the Welsh side. He won 2 of his 3 frames. He's always a player that Ireland count on very heavily, and that's why they start off with him. Icy cool nerves.
Great shot there.
Very good pot. He's got an outside chance here, does Jason Twist. Going to take an awful lot of manipulation with regards to the cue ball, though. But the yellows are available. Most difficult ball is obviously the one nearest the bottom end. And it passes to the right center and top right.
Nice angle here, Jim, with the yellow in the middle, just to drift down. Bit of stun on the white just to get below the yellow and have a nice run-through shot to get up the top of the table.
Well, this is the difficult yellow, and you can see Keith Brewer, Mick Hill there applauding a good positional shot from Jason Twist. They call him the Tornado because he wastes very little time out there.
Well, we can see here, Jim, he's got the 2 yellows up the top, and he only really has to roll this in and roll the other yellow into the left-hand corner with the black down the rail covering 4 reds if it happened to miss. So he's looking pretty good here.
Got to be careful not to foul here. That was slightly hampered cueing, but no dangers. This long black to stake England to a 1-0 lead. This is missable. Oh, that's a great opening from Jason Twist. A very confident start. And England off the mark early. They lead Ireland 1-0. Young Mick Hill, who won his opening frame, up against Thomas Kinsella. 6-3 in front for England. Well, the first chance to Ireland.
Foul, 1 visit.
I'll tell you what,
Open
this is a
table.
glorious opportunity for Ireland right here. Can't legislate for going in off from that, but it happened.
Bit unlucky there, Jim. He's caught 2 balls and gone straight into the centre pocket. You can't read them. But I will say, Jim, that Ireland are not out of this yet, but they must get their heads right. They cannot keep going out there thinking, well, I can't miss anymore. They've basically got to pot the balls and support their teammates, which is why it's all about team spirit. No point sitting there shaking your head. You've got to think positive.
And the pressure should be off by now. They're well into this one. It's nearing the halfway point, and it's 6-3 behind. They've got to start letting that back arm go. No more pulling your cue.
Good shot by Thomas there. He's fractionally overscrewed it, but he's got plenty of options there, Jim.
Thirty seconds.
Well, that was the more awkward of the reds remaining. This is quite simple, really, now from here.
Yep, he only has to pot this red into the corner. See the nice angle there that he's left himself.
But have we said that before with the Irish side?
Well, we got to think positive too, Jim. This can finish up tricky. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to finish on the rail. He doesn't want to overscrew it. That's a nice shot.
Well, Thomas Kinsella looks like keeping Ireland in this one.
Come on, man.
Down it goes, and he's saying, come on, lads. 6-4 to England. Still all to play for. Yes, Thomas Kinsella and Lee Kendall. And I don't think they're on the verge of a victory. I think there's another story to be told in this one. I think we've still got a lot of pool left.
Come on, Thomas.
Just a hunch.
Red and yellow ball spotted.
How would you like that break every day of the week, Jim? 3 balls potted, not one on the rail.
And this follows the storyline. No problems for Thomas Kinsella.
The only problem being that England only want 1 frame. That's going to put a lot of pressure on him.
Well, there is, but sometimes that last one can be so difficult to win and elusive. And Thomas Kinsella has looked solid. Lee Kendall has looked like a player fighting with his confidence and his form. Well, I think this is going to be a pretty simple finish for Kinsella. I don't think he's going to waste any time whatsoever in completing victory here.
I think he'll pot the red in the middle there that it's lined up straight. Maybe screw into the yellow and then take the red in the top right-hand corner as his next ball so that he can travel down to the bottom of the table here with a nice angle without forcing anything, so it can't jump out of any pockets or anything. Well, I would have put the red into the left-hand centre pocket rather than that right hand.
Well, that was almost disastrous, too, for Thomas. Just about slithered in behind that yellow. What a turn-up that would have been.
Wow, I actually thought he got behind there, Jim. I didn't think it would still pot it. So he's just a little bit lucky there.
Well, I could tell by his reaction, Alec. And I mean, the
seconds.
whole Irish side would have let you know if he couldn't see that one.
That's a beautiful shot there between the 2 yellows. Nice angle just to run down.
Thomas Kinsella has been solid. What a great visit. You can see him. He hasn't potted the black yet. And already the fist clenched.
Come on, Ireland.
Come on, Ireland, he says. 10-9 and counting. Carl Morris from England, the reigning Embassy Whirlpool champion, breaking off in frame 20. And it's a long ways from over.
Foul, 1 visit, open table.
Another look at it. Very unlucky. But again, that cue ball flying all over the place, just begging to go in a corner pocket.
Just seeing there, Jimmy, it looked like it caught the left half, or the right half of the front ball, which then made him lose control of the white. So he really got what he deserved on that break. He didn't hit the front ball head on. Of course, when you hit him with so much power, who knows where it can go.
30 seconds.
But gee, wouldn't you like to be on the yellows right now, Jim?
Yellow ball's in play.
And with Ireland having the break in the last frame, who knows, he might even be able to run out, and what a great comeback it would have been.
They trailed 5-2 at one stage. 10-8 here. They need the last three. They certainly look like going to a decider and forcing it into one frame.
He's worked this out well, Jim. I didn't consider that, but put this yellow in the centre pocket, and it's looking pretty good.
Well, I think that really, if Ireland ever did go through to complete the shock victory here, I think that's been the difference, the breaks. Ireland has been breaking very well, and England has really been laboring every time they've gone to the table breaking off. There have been precious few breaks and finishes.
If I remember correctly, it only really started after the first round. And they found themselves 5-2 down. Things were rolling England's way. But then when they won the next round, 5-2, breaks seemed to be coming their way.
I don't think he's on the intended yellow. I think he would like to have been on the one bottom left.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Jim. He's just made it a fraction harder now, bridging over the black. He has to try and stun the white back off the bottom rail and try and bring it up so he can pot the yellow. Perfect. That's a great shot. He'll cut this in and black in the bottom right-hand corner, I think, Jim.
Well, there's a man with a lot on his mind, because if it goes to a decider, he's carrying the English flag. Keith Brewer will be the last man to play for England.
I heard them stop for a second, but it's not too bad.
Good for a left-hander. He can lean over the table. This is very similar to the shot that we see, or that we saw Carl Morris fail on. But there's the difference. Ireland has forced a one-frame decider. 10-10. Here we go. John McMahon versus Keith Brewer. Coming down. The only thing you can rest assured of here is that there will be a lot of thought and care put into each and every visit. He's not that good.
No, he's left him right on the yellow with a gap.
Yellow ball's in play.
And I tell you, that's all the Ireland wanted. They just wanted a shot at it. As far as I'm concerned, this is an opportunity for Ireland right now.
So here you go. The chance that Ireland wanted.
Well, he had to force it, and Wally White was on the rail. Played this with a lot of top, and as you can see the white arcing there when the topspin actually grabs, and lucky not to snoop himself here.
Come on.
It was a tough shot.
And look at Carl Morris. He can barely stand to watch. That white looks to have finished right near the cushion.
Well, he can't screw back off the white off the rail.
Great shot, but he still left himself so much to do.
Well, he's going to have to hope for a lucky kiss off the yellow here, Jim. Because all I can see is the white maybe just nicking the yellow. He's going to try and stun the red ball into the centre pocket.
30 seconds.
Travel with the white up to the top rail and come back down. A very tough shot. He may even try to decide to screw straight. No, he's playing with top, so good luck.
Come on.
That was tough. That was very, very difficult.
I think he had half safety in mind there, Jim. He made sure about what he was doing there and realised that if he missed it, he may have covered the yellow.
Well, he kept potting himself into an opportunity, but in the end, it was just too much. Just asking too much. Now, you know what John McMahon can do here is if he can knock in this long yellow, screw back to leave the yellow to the center pocket, he may be able to play it off the red. Well, he's playing the other yellow. He knows he's not going to leave anything.
Yeah, good shot. Good choice of shot there, Jim. So very easy for a player to get a rush of blood there and say, well, if I pot this yellow, I can win the match. But if I miss it, I might lose it. Where he's just gone and chosen a bit of safety, keep the pressure right on Keith. So it's a good shot. That's a very good shot, that, because you see, if he was to play the yellow in the top right-hand corner, then Keith could play the red off the other red into the centre pocket. So it's a tough shot here for John. He's got to make a decision whether he's going to go or not, because Keith can go with like 2 or 3 opportunities here.
30 seconds.
Shot, John.
Okay, so we can see that Keith can pot the lower yet red ball, but I don't know how he can get to the inside red, Jim.
And if that cue ball would have traveled a little further to the center of the table, I think what you said might have been available. Red off the other red into the center pocket. But I'm working very hard to keep myself calm here, Alec.
30 seconds.
England and Ireland met in 1995, and the result there went to England at 10-10. I think this is one they're going to talk about for a long, long time, regardless of who eventually wins. But what a showing by this game Irish side.
They looked like they were gone early in the match. They looked like they were gone when they were 10-8 down, and really, they just really stuck on there.
Well, I just had a feeling, Alec. I know that in our studio, our co-host Alan Bartlett thought that England was home and dry. I just had a feeling that there was a lot more to be written in this script. tried to cover that yellow, but he didn't quite get the red out far enough. But right now, there's so many options to the way of Ireland just because the yellow is guarding the red. So he really can bide his time here.
You know what I think would have been a better shot there, Jim, is to maybe pot that yellow in the top left-hand corner and put the yellow in the right-hand corner over the pocket, which will then force Keith to play the red on the inside and maybe give John an opportunity to put the yellow onto the yellow. Because at the moment, it's a very tough shot to play the plant. See there, John's got the opportunity to play the cannon onto the yellow in the top right, but it's a very tough shot.
Well, what about if he plays the yellow top left in to take the cue ball near the yellow over the pocket and lays an evil snooker on him?
Well, then I think you'd see just Keith just sitting on that yellow, making him waste one shot. So it's not a lot there. There's nothing in this frame right now.
30 seconds.
Well, is he going to do what I said or what you said, Jim? He may even have a go. He may even decide to try and screw up the rail and have a shot into the bottom left-hand corner.
Well, either way, he's taking the initiative. Got his thinking cap on, and it fits.
Well, I think all Keith can do here is maybe try and get the black safe on the bottom rail
30
and
seconds.
leave the white safe on the left-hand side of the table to make the cut down onto the other yellow as hard as possible. Well, I don't like that shot at all.
I think he's in big trouble. I think you're going to see the yellow onto the yellow here. Certainly an opportunity.
You can play this with a little bit of top and also put the red safe as well to maybe take a bit of pressure off.
Here we go.
Come on, come on!
Well, he got lucky.
Can you believe how much he missed that by, Jim?
Completely butchered that shot.
He didn't even have a good long look at it. He got down and lined it up, and there you go. He's missed it by a long way.
Best of order, please.
I think Keith is going to try and cover the outside of the yellow here, Jim, to stop
30 seconds.
John from hitting it and potting it.
That might be the best shot we've seen to date, given the circumstances. The shot that Keith Brewer just showed us there. And remember, it's not won anything. All it's done is bought him a little time.
Total snooker.
Off the side cushion, pots the yellow over the corner pocket. The other one's over the middle. I've got a feeling he's looking at the middle yellow first. Will he be cheering or shaking hands?
Yes, Keith!
What an epic battle.
2 visits.
I have to say, Alec, I'm surprised he went for that yellow.
Well, he's probably thinking if he goes for the top yellow, he might not get out for the other yellow. But
But even to try and contact it and leave the cue ball up there.
Yeah, I agree, Jim. He's taken the hardest yellow.
30 seconds.
Even with the 2 visits, still so much to be done.
That's a good shot there, Jim. Takes the pressure right off.
One pot away. What a final we have been witness to here. For England, 11-10. It doesn't get any closer, and look at the English side. This is one they won't forget in a hurry. A very game and valiant attempt by Ireland falls just short at the last hurdle. But what a final we have been treated to.